Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to the live stream called It's About Time We Went Live. Hashtag live stream, hashtag live streaming. Let me put my stick out for a bit. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Just getting used to my new varifocals today. I'm actually upgraded to full-time spec wearer. I'm not sure why I went for blue, but anyway, there we go. Seem to look okay, don't they? So we're using the Rode Go tonight with the Rode interview mic on a mic stand, so I look really, really official. Not sure if anybody's going to pop in because we haven't gone live for a couple of weeks, but it's about time we did, really. So we're only here for the comments. So if you have any, we'll listen. But if you're racist, we'll throw you out. Thank you. So I'm just going to sit back here and do nothing and wait for people to come in. The good old YouTubes, you'll be able to share it out for me. That would be good. So first experience with varifocals. One thing you do have to do is look out the bottom when you want to read. So it feels a bit like that today. My eyes are actually tired tonight because I've been it's first day with these specs, and trying to sort out where you're looking is different, to be honest. First experience with them. So I did notice I was driving around and I was failing the number plate test every time anybody came past. So I went for a eye test, and as I presumed, that's exactly what they were. I was failing the number plate test. I couldn't see them. But it's weird, really, isn't it, as you get older? Because I'd only just I had a eye test in November, and it didn't pick it up then. But it's just this year. I was sort of blaming. I might have to change my glasses to my reading glasses just for this job, to be honest. Oh, there we go. That's better. Looking out the bottom of them at that phone wasn't easy. So here we are, Monday night. What are we on, the 18th? 18th of August 2025. This will go down as a date stamp forever. If you do pop in, give us a thumbs up, and then we might actually get some people in. I don't know if YouTube is still sharing out live streams. Games video, PUBG. How you doing? Nice to see you. Charlie Mataro. I'm highly offended by my turkey neck. Nice earrings. Thank you. Good of you to notice. Alpha carat of solitaire diamonds on Italian white gold shanks. Brother B. Very pretty. Yep, exactly. Angelis, how you doing? Angelis 26. Nice to see you. Spitting yours as well, Charlie. I'm highly offended by your spit in your hand. 16 people all of a sudden. Let's see how many people we can keep. Good old YouTube sharing us out. Good working. We're working good, are we? Sounding all right. Games video. Have you got a gaming channel then, I'm presuming? Are you a massive gamer? Thank you very much for people who are flicking that thing. It's just a shame on it. I don't know why it doesn't give any sort of rewards. Any advice? For the last 8 years, I was harassed by an elderly Mexican gentleman with an eating disorder. Just go with it. Any port in a storm, Charlie. Especially if you're female. An elderly Mexican gentleman with an eating disorder. I bet this is going to be a racist joke in the end, isn't it? What we've got B. No, go on. Hit me with it. Why would you come out with that? That's proper troll, that, isn't it? I don't know if we're going to get the usual crew in tonight. So what have you done today? I've been fitting the internet, or been putting my elderly parents' new router in, and now they're fully functioning, so we can watch it. My dad can watch his football on. I can't remember what. I think it's on Sky. And then I had a visit from my daughter this afternoon, and we've just had a meal together, just being there. It's lovely. And had a good chat. Makes a change. She's actually looking after dogs. Somebody else's dog. So they brought that round. We've got a cat, an 11-year-old cat, and trying to keep the dog and the cat apart. I was lucky, really, because the cat was upstairs asleep on the bed. So I just clicked the door shut. and left him there. But I was a bit worried while I was downstairs, thinking he might be tearing all the carpet up just in front of the door, because that's what he generally does if you lock him into one of the bedrooms. It's quite humid tonight here in the UK. I don't know what it's like where you are. So I've got another item to review from the lovely people at Inu. If you look back on this channel, you'll find out that they've sent me a few bits out. If you're doing the influencer thing, you're supposed to tap it like that, put your hand behind so the camera can focus. Hi, Sub Daddy, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much. Me and my fluff dog. 2. So is that your second troll account? If anybody would just like to subscribe, that would be really good. Obviously, small channels need subscribers. So I'll put a link in the description when I finish this. But I've got an Amazon storefront, and this will be part of it very, very shortly. They've sent about 10 items out for review over the last couple of weeks, so that's where I've put them. So if you'd like to purchase any of these, this is, I think it's total 60 watts. For obviously it goes into the auxiliary port on your car, what we used to call the cigarette lighter, and then there's a quick Type-C to Type-C charge cable as well. And that's what we've had. All sorts of things, power banks, and what else? I've sent loads of different power banks out. They've been really, really kind to me, to be honest. I do enjoy doing reviews. I used to do reviews for e-cigarettes, and so I'm quite used to doing reviews, small sort of electrical type reviews. I've got another channel. It's called Mick Reviews Stuff. I've actually got 2 channels because I decided to make one called Only Reviews. And but I've only got 3 subscribers on that one. But the Mick Review Stuff's got over 5,000 subscribers on because I actually chose to promote it. But it seems to have killed it off a little bit, which isn't what I planned for it to do. So I thought, well, I'll open another channel up and do it on there. So any questions? Whereabouts in the world are you? I've been doing YouTube about probably just over 5 years now. Started with an e-cigarette channel, got demonetised in November, and decided I'd go off and do something else. So this channel is all about going for a walk and filming nature and that type of thing. And we've got up to now 355 subscribers, so can't complain at that. That's since November. Is this the one where everybody listens and nobody talks? It's always a bit more difficult, really, isn't it? It's best if you get some interaction. I think last time I did one, we didn't get a lot of interaction. It was just people putting random shite into the chat. It'd probably be better if I actually set these things up, but I didn't know if I was going to go live or not. I always go live in the vertical mode because it shares it out into the YouTube Shorts, and you actually get a lot more people coming to you. I've met some really nice people, but the only problem is, obviously, you know, when it goes into the short stuff, you get some trolls. If you mention my name, I like and subscribe. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit of a thing, isn't it, really? I mention your name anyway. You haven't got to like and subscribe. Dragon Gamers. Are you a gaming channel, obviously? Or are you a shop, or what are you? Does any of you actually have a channel that you put content on? Do you do gaming streams or anything like that? Moham Hejazi says, hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Whereabouts are you from? I'm just from a little town in Lincolnshire in the middle of the UK, or the middle of England, called Gainsborough. You're a low content creator. Well, I am as well. The thing is, if it's the content that you want to create, then that's not low, is it? It's, you know, it's what it's all about. What sort of subscribers have you got on yours? Have you got loads, or is it, you know, small, or is it a big channel? You see some massive channels, don't you? You think, how on earth did you get up to that? But the vaping channel got up to just over 1,400 in 4 years. Oh, you've got 2. Yeah, well, I'll sub to you if I can. The only trouble is you can't do it. Oh, can we? Channel activity? No, it doesn't do it. You used to be able to, even on the phone, you used to be able to click on the little picture but you can't do it anymore. It takes you straight through to the channel, but you can't do it anymore. And it's remembering to do it afterwards. So I could be your number 4. I've got 3 subscribers on one of my channels. It seems it's not really the time of year to gain subscribers, is it? Because it's you get warm evenings and people are outside just doing their own thing. It's more when you get to the winter and it's freezing cold and nobody's got anything to do. And then everybody watches your stuff. I mean, I've noticed 50% less views, since it's been warm. Whether my videos have got 50% more crap, I don't know. That's probably what it is. Some of them are slow builders, but I just keep uploading. It's my thing. I just enjoy uploading to YouTube. Everybody subscribe to Dragon Gamers, and then he'll have lots more. It'll be monetized by the time we get off. Well, I don't know. I've only got 9 in. It's quite warm up here, quite humid, to be honest. It's quite sweaty. I had a calzone pizza for my tea, and it was beautiful. It's weird sometimes. You use a takeaway, and then you don't use them for ages. Because you don't, because you use another one. And we got in touch with the other one that we normally use, and they were away. So we went back to the other one, and the food was out of this world. But you watch. And next time I order from there, it'll be terrible. The one I ordered from tonight is usually really slow with the delivery. That's why I stopped. I've got a message from Craig. And like to him. Yeah. Well, if you want to. The thing is, the more likes you get, the more YouTube shares it out. And when you've only got a small channel, it gets more people in. And the more people that come in, a certain percentage of them will probably be interested in what you're doing and will stay. Because obviously, it's not the be all and end all, but everybody wants, when they start a YouTube channel, to have more subscribers this week than what you had last week. And I'd sort of gain 1 or 2 a week. And I just need, everybody needs, anybody that uploads to YouTube just needs that one big video. You just need to be in the right place at the right time and knock it out the park. But we'll see anyway. I'm away in a couple of weeks. I've got a couple of weeks in Spain, so hopefully we'll be able to do some titillating content from there. My eyes are actually tired tonight. They said it'd take a day or 2 to get used to these new specs, and they probably will. But I've put these on because I seem to be able to see the chat a lot better than what I did with them on. You are my fat ferret. What's one of them? Therapist. Am I your therapist? Oh, let me know what the address is. I can send the bill through because therapy is not cheap. Oh, favourite. Thank you very much. Well, we've only met tonight. I bet you've got loads of favourites, haven't you? I bet you've got a plethora of favourites. So I've got nothing to show you. I've left all the power banks downstairs. That would have been quite interesting, to be honest. Got to be honest, I've been looking at a new camera. And now I was looking at a new camera last month, so probably ought to stop. But I've been looking. DJI have brought out a 360. Is there anybody on here that's actually used one? And is it worth buying? And is it any good? The creator kit is over £500, but I looked into just the actual camera itself, and it fits on my selfie stick. I've already got a microphone that'll fit it. And the batteries are the same, but apparently they're supposed to slightly uprated in the 360. So you'll get 15 minutes more per battery. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I think they just stick different stickers on them, which is quite nice of DJI not to insist that you need new batteries, because you'd just be forever doing buying batteries, won't you, really? But I don't know whether to push the button on it at it's 409 quid. I'd like to actually see the channel sort of boost up and make a bit of money, and then sort of buy it out of that. But it'll probably be a couple of years before I actually get it monetized. So it's probably not going to happen, is it, really? I'm not sure where the usual crew is. Manage if I set it up properly like I should do, the usual crew would be here, I would have thought. I'm only watching live because I'm bored. Is it cheering you up? Is it making you feel better about yourself? Only boring people get bored. That's what my mum used to tell me. You need to be less bored. That's it now. You see, it's starting to get darker, isn't it? Darker in the evenings. It is in the UK. Dark by 9 o'clock now. The last few months, we've been getting daylight till 10, 10:30. It's a completely different lifestyle when it's out. When the sun's out, you can sit out in the garden. My profile picture is my pet. It's a bearded dragon. All right, lovely. I've never had reptiles. I've just got a cat. So we've had somebody's gone on holiday and they dropped the dog off here tonight, so my daughter could pick it up. And it's the most beautiful little thing. I can't even remember what breed it was, but it really settled in. She brought a blanket for it, and me and my daughter were sat there chatting. She just put it on the floor, and next thing it was curled up on that. Absolutely gorgeous little creature. So she's got that for the rest of the week now. I'm surprised how warm it is up here. Because it wasn't that warm outside. Yeah, no, people do. They just sit there and listen to my dulcet tones, and I think they use it to get to sleep. That's what it is. I'm like somebody's. When you put a thing on to listen to, so because you can't nod off. Like when I used to come in, if I'd had a busy night and I wanted to go to bed, because I work sort of late evenings into the morning, and I couldn't get to sleep. So what I used to do was watch QVC, the shopping channel. Guess my age? I don't know. What is it? I'm not going to guess your age. I can't see you. If you've got a bearded dragon, you're probably not 30. Good evening, Shrek. How you doing, mate? Good evening, John. How you doing? I'll guess John's age. I think he's about 21 or 2. How are we all doing? 17. Are you a boy or a girl? It's difficult, really, because I can't see you. I've got a granddaughter, 19. I've got a grandson coming up, 16, and I've got 2 more grandkids, granddaughters, both of them. Whereabouts do you live? Dragon Gamers. Hello, I'm Cadence. Guess me. Guess you what? Guess your age. Are we playing? It can only. That's not. I can't guess your age from a very small picture on a phone that won't expand. I don't know. Guess mine. These people will go, guess my age. Especially when you get a bit older and you're female. It's not a good plan. I'll put my new specs on, see if I can guess your age with these. See, these aren't really helping. You did your first live the other day. I never saw it. I can guess your age. My uncle also has 2 owls and some swans and ducks. There you go. We'll get John round. He'll make a short about him. John, he's well worth a follow if you're into wildlife. Swans and wildlife. Swans and wildlife. He's got a channel full of beautiful birds. I need to go find some birds, I think. I need to go and live on next to a lake in Canada for 6 months and get the views up. I reckon I might put a few reviews up on this channel. What music do I like? It's hard to say, really, because I'm nearly 60, and when you get to my sort of age group, you get a little bit like you're not so bothered about it, to be honest. And but Pink Floyd, I like them. System of a Down, I like them. Serge Tankian, obviously, he was the lead singer of the System of a Down. I've been to watch Green Day live. I've been to watch Marilyn Manson live. Been to see Metallica once, Foo Fighters about 3 or 4 times, Enrique Iglesias. Hello, Luke. How you doing, buddy? I'm very well, thanks. To you? So it's hard to tell, really. Well, I'll be in Leyburn, Hawes, and Settle tomorrow. Not walking, driving. Driving with Shrek. There you go. You see, there's an idea for a new channel for you. They're very good. Yeah, they are very good. I say I've seen them, I think, 3 times. And the last time I saw him, Serge Tankin, I don't know if you know who Serge is. He was the lead singer of System of a Down. And he did a solo career, and he sung his entire Empty Walls album as the warm up for the gig. And I haven't got any Foo Fighters albums, believe it or not, but I've got some System ones, which is a little bit heavy for me, but I really do like Serge Tankin. He's brilliant. What about Alice Cooper? The only one I can ever remember from him was Poison, and it was massive, and I enjoyed that. Oh, right. I'm to take a boss with me as 2 coaches blue injectors at the weekend. Is that because of the heat? No, I live in the UK. I live in Lincolnshire in the UK. You saw who the other week? Oh, Alice Cooper. Yeah, I bet it was good. He can knock out a tune, can he? He must be 75, I bet, as well. And you actually wondered, didn't it? Oh, you live in England. Whereabouts? Oh, wow. Hello, what are you now doing, mate? Thing is, Ozzy, he was good. He was really good, but he'd been an addict for many years, and with drugs and alcohol, and he put a lot of stress on his body, and he got up to the age that he had. I think he'd done pretty well, to be honest. Yeah, 1 coach popped 3 injectors at Cleethorpes. Nice. What did you do with that then? Tow it back? Yeah, I went to watch Metallica. I waited 22 years to watch Metallica, and I ran up the steps. They had Machine Head on as a warm-up. I didn't like them. They had 2 warm-ups, but it was the Death Magnetic Tour, and they were absolutely brilliant. I said I'd waited all those years to actually go and watch them. They were very good. Few are good. Marilyn Manson was good, I know, to be honest. But his support act, I can't even remember what they call them. They were terrible. But I've even been to see the Scissor Sisters as well. The Russian gig was insane, isn't it? Right? I've heard of Wednesday 13. No, I haven't, no. Is it Wednesday the 13th? Or is it Wednesday 13th? Where are you with Cadence? Are you in America? Bro, hang on, you're losing me. I went to a concert today. Oh, the Metallica Russian gig, yeah. They were the first one to play in the Soviet Union, weren't they? That was how to enjoy yourself, wasn't it? That comes up on YouTube periodically, and there was about 70 gazillion people there, all headbanging at the same time. It was brilliant. That looked brilliant. That would have been some place, that, to be honest. Unless it caught fire and they all tried to run away, they got squashed. I watched them at, excuse me, I watched them at Sheffield Arena. Scuba, how you doing? Start walking. Well, yeah, I didn't have time today. I've been up to my dad sorting his thing out. I don't know why my name is Dragon Gamers. I don't even make gaming videos. Why did you call yourself that then? You can change it. You can actually change your name if you just go into your Google account and you call yourself what you want. I don't even make gaming videos. Yeah, 1.5 billion, that's the minute. I got another account called Danny. All right, well, you're welcome, Danny, anyway. Please like and subscribe. Obviously, the more people subscribe, the more the channel grows and just gets better and better, doesn't it? The more people come into the live streams, the better. And eventually, I will make $1 million from YouTube for just sitting here talking rubbish. Imagine trying to go to the toilet. Yeah. You can imagine what they did do, the people in the middle of the crowd, don't you? Pee on the feet. Or do what they do in the mosh pit, pee in the bottle and throw it up in the air. I'm trying to think who else I've seen. I actually went to watch the Backstreet Boys. I took somebody down to... I went to watch George Michael. I took somebody down to Wembley when they were rebuilding the stadium, and they were going to watch the Backstreet Boys. Anyway, I'm waiting in the car park, and the support act come on, and it was the pavilion, wasn't it? Because they took the full place down. And I thought, well, he sounds pretty good. I might go up and see if there's any tickets left. So I went round and got a ticket for 25 quid, and I went in, watched the rest of the support act, and all the Backstreet Boys, and they were good. They were really, really good. I enjoyed that. And I think that technically that was the first concert I'd ever been to. I was a bit of a late starter with them. What actually happened, I used to take a family and they used to get all the tickets. And then I used to take them for note. I saw a boy with uke concert. I don't know what that is. Oh, ukulele. Yeah, Oasis did. Oh, they did they? Yeah, I think George Michael did as well. He played Wembley before they knocked it down. I saw George Michael at City's ground at the Emirates, and it was chucking it down in rain. And Sophie Ellis-Bextor was doing the warm-up, and she complained all the way through her set. She was very, very good, but she complained all the way through her set about the rain. And George Michael come out and went, "Oh, looks like we're going to get wet then," and never mentioned it again. Just absolutely played his heart out. Did 3 encores, and you can always get the ones that are trying to get home early, so they were clear enough. And he was like, "Come back, I ain't finished yet." Roger that. How are you? You're going to Bridlington next week. Lovely. Are you staying over? I like Bridlington. I like Scarborough as well. Last year this year in the winter we went to. We started off in Scarborough. We did a night in Scarborough, a night in Bridlington, and then came back to Scarborough on the way, and we did another one. Yeah, it was amazing, absolutely amazing. You have a guitar as well. I don't play any instruments. I actually wanted to learn to play the piano when I was young, and I used to teach them, and they were just stupid. So I never got to do that. See you in a bit of. I'll see you in a bit. All right, okay. Up in 5 hours. Scarborough and Filey on Sunday. Roger that. Good, sir. Hanging out with my buddy Jack Davis. I mean Daniels. Yeah, that's right. That's like a photo of things gone by. I hadn't had a drink for nearly a year. Taximan 2002 football finished, so I'll come on here now. Yeah, you're more than welcome. I'll share it to you, and you can come on, and I can do an interview and ask you what it's like to be a cab driver. Everybody subscribe to Taximan 2002. He's also on TikTok. A recorder, sitting in the corner, playing my recorder. I get this dry cough at this time of night. I think it's hay fever. Nearly a year, well done. Wish you could do the same. You can. You just not got to drink it anymore. Somebody said to me one night on here, they said, "How do you manage to stop drinking?" I said, "I didn't have any more." And that is as simple as it is. It's not actually as simple as that, but you just, whatever demons you've got going on in your head, you need to realise that I'm not going to sound like a preacher. I'm really sorry. Do you want me to turn around while I say this? You need to realise that it's not going to save you. All it'll do is make you fat, damage your liver, and make you seriously, seriously depressed the next morning. 3 guitars, but you're not allowed a 4th. I'm looking at another camera, Amish. I've got the Osmo Pocket 3. I've got the Osmo Action 4. But the DJI have just released one of them 360 cameras. And I quite fancy one of them, to be honest. Laxative is yummy. Oh, no, don't eat too much of that. God's sake. You sure you're 17? I don't think I've ever took a laxative, apart from Special Brew. That keeps you clear in the morning, I'll tell you. You'd be sat there with a cup of tea, think, toilet time? But there's no point in thinking it again, because you'd already been. Oh dear, I don't miss them days, to be honest, all that headache. I'm 16 at the moment, but only two months away. Only 2 months away. So you're 16, not 17. Anyway, you're more than welcome. You're not here anything here you're not supposed to be. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, coffee. Yeah, well, any warm drink or any cold drink. If you drink a cold water in the morning, it'll, you know. But if you're drinking high-end alcohol, to be really honest, you ain't got any choice whatsoever. You know, if you don't, we have an upstairs bathroom, and it's a bit of a duck walk, shall we say. I had a curry earlier. That's my laxative. That'll sort you out, mate. What did you have? What did you have? Madras? Are you a jalfrezi man? Do you like it a bit spicy? I had Lou round tonight, and I got her a pizza. I got myself a calzone. Put a bit of hot sauce on mine. She had jalapenos in there because she loves it when it's hot. I do like a jalfrezi, but I like them to leave the peppers out. You know, the little green things. I don't know what they're called. They're not jalapenos, are they? Them little chili pepper things. I like them to leave it out. So if I'm having a warm night, I can just grind a bit of it in. But if I'm having a cooler night, I don't have to have it. I'll drink any tea except iced tea. Yeah, I don't like iced tea either. You prefer making it yourself? All right. Nice. No, I don't really make curries. I'm not. I quite like those the ones at Morrison's. You know, they do a jalfrezi and something else. I always used to get two of the curries and one of the rice, but I stopped doing that because it makes you fat. Yeah, I suppose that's good. You get your textures right and all that. I love Indian food. It's quite simple to make. Before oh, you make your own sauces. Are you a bit of a chef then, Luke? Is that what it is? I made myself a cup of tea and I've left it downstairs. I think. Just excuse me for one moment, just amuse yourselves. I'll get Amish to play his guitar, and I'll be back in a minute. There we go. Only takes a few minutes. Dragon Gamer said, hi, Luke. Me and you just been typing. Oh, well, no, we've got a few in now. Sometimes you get loads in here. We get Graham spelt correctly. He pops in. He's a nice guy. Cloud Chucker will be in soon. He usually pops in. I should have told him I was here, to be honest, because then he would have come in. There we go. Is that all we're going to get? I found the tea. What I normally do is I stand it on the top of the stairs, on the little thing on top of the landing, and then I put the light on in the room, and I've walked in without it. Cheers. That stopped me coughing. I don't know whether there's still pollen about, but I tend to get a dry cough at this time of night. On one side of my throat, and it's horrible. Anyway, we've been here half an hour. It's getting a bit iffy. I've been drinking far too much coffee lately. Oh, today. Yeah, I drink decaf because it makes me wobbly if I drink caffeine now. I sound like a really old man, don't I, really? I don't drink alcohol. I can't drink coffee. I drink decaf tea. I wear beige underpants. That's what it is. You couldn't sleep last night, yeah. I'm surprised. Did you drink too much coffee yesterday as well? It does keep you awake, doesn't it? That's one thing I have to watch out for now. We're not drinking at all, because it didn't matter what you did. I used to, if I had a few beers, I could sleep for England. But now I don't drink. Sometimes I get in bed and it's a big old job to get to sleep. Now I feel wide awake with no sleep. Make it. Beige means old. I am old. I have to wear glasses all day now, Amish. That's it. Look at these bad boys. I'm on the varifocals. Next thing it'll be, I don't know, Alka-Seltzer. What's my favourite movie? It's before you were born. It's before you were born. Layer Cake was a very, very good film. And I think it's called The Man That Never Was, which was a story, the original version from the 50s or 60s, which was a black and white film about when they deployed a dead body on the beach in Greece to fool the Germans, the Nazis, into thinking they were going to invade Europe. And it's a brilliant film, and there's a remake of it on now, and I can't remember what it is, but it's not a patch on the original one. Do you know what's rated the best movie ever? Clockwork Orange? No, go on, hit me. Hit me with it. Do you know who Simon Cowell's most successful artist was? There's a good quick quiz question. Answers in on a postcard. We've only got 4 people in. Share it out, YouTube. Share it out. Do you see what it says? It's a big picture of Einstein, and he's got a bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand, and he's saying, just Google it. Is he really? The Shawshank Redemption, and I've never seen it. I ought to watch it, really. I'd never even guessed that. Anyway, did anybody know my Simon Cowell's highest earning artist? I've used it a few times, yeah. I bet no doubt you have. It was Ollie Murs. You wouldn't have guessed that, would you? You guessed all the other ones before Ollie Murs. He was one of the most successful acts that they had. Oh, the most successful one. Luthen, calm, kindness, kinship, love. I've given up all chance of inner peace. Hang on a minute. Shall I do that again in my radio voice? Calm, kindness, kinship, love. I've given up all at inner peace. I've made my mind a sunless place. I share my dreams with ghosts. Nice. It's going for. I'll have to put it. It'll be on somewhere, won't it? No, I wouldn't have got that. No, I don't even know who told me it, so it might not even be true. How long will I be here? Forever. Although you accidentally saw him. What, Ollie Murs? Ollie Murs is a good lad. There's a young guy, I can't remember his name. He came up on TikTok yesterday, and he's been singing Ollie Murs' songs live on TikTok. And this guy is going to be a very, very successful artist in a very, very short space of time. He's got a proper performer's voice at probably 15 or something like that. He's going to make his living with his voice. You can tell he is. He's brilliant. And he said to Ollie Murs, why don't you come and help me sing at this show? And that's what he did. Yeah, it's decent, to be honest. It was free tickets in hospitality. How did you manage to get them? So they couldn't really turn it down. Why would you? If it was free. You didn't get sleep. Get sleep. Hang on. Oh, you've got to go. Okay, mate. Nice to see you. Pop in at any time. If you've subscribed, why don't you set your notification bell so when I go live, you can pop in and say hello. I like Robbie Williams as well. Well, you can. The thing is to say I'm nearly 60, I'm nearly 59. I've got a man bag. When I go on holiday, I've got a man bag. There it is. It's been said. And blue rimmed specs. And 4 grandkids and a wife. So, it done all those things that you thought about when you were younger and you were worried about, does it make me look this or does it make me look that? It doesn't really matter because nobody cares. What a man bag, yeah. Been watching clips of the Oasis gig. Wish I got a ticket now. Did you have a chance to get one? Well, it's not really a man bag. Well, it is sort of a man bag. It's one of them where you see them abroad. Them eight quidders. And you just put your passport and your phone in, and you put it around your shoulder, and off you go. And then, like everybody else, I wouldn't have a man bag. Why? Well, I don't want to look gay. So, well, it's all right. Drop your phone then. What's the chances of you getting a ticket though? Yeah, Turkey special. Yeah. This was a Spanish special. This one came from Benidorm. I've actually got a proper, fairly big one that I use when I go filming. Because you get all your cameras in there. The only trouble is I tend to fill it up, and then the next thing you're doing a 6-mile walk, and you've got 2 kilos on your shoulder, and you bloody know about it, I'll tell you. I've never been mad on Oasis, to be honest. It's not, I think I'd rather go and watch Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, real knack. I don't know what this one says on it. It's on the floor over there. It's one of them other ones, them black material ones. It's one of them. So whatever they are. They sell them in every Canary and everywhere in Spain, don't they? I think it was €7 in Benidorm from a really miserable Chinese shop. Well, yeah. Thing is, did they fall out? Can they not stand each other? Do they just pretend it's the thing? Yeah. I don't know. Say, I've just seemed to have lost interest in going to watch acts, really. But I've seen some really good ones, so I think if Pink Floyd got back together, I might go and watch them. Some 80-year-old blokes doing the stuff. to do with divorce money? He has to pay his wife a couple of million. All right, that's probably what it is. You know, when it was our 40th wedding anniversary last November. World War II politics. That's the topic. And we went to the do in Conway Twitty's old Buick, and apparently he had to get rid of that because he'd had a bit of a row with the wife and split up with her, and then she had to pay her up. And that's a Buick Riviera from 1962. That's what happens when you get divorced when you're famous. I'm not keen on outdoor gigs now. I don't think you get the sound, do you? You don't get the sound. When I look at some of that house stuff, you know, with the what's that place in London? Is it Printworks? Or is that the one in Manchester? Summit Works, and they're showing you that animated stuff when they're banging out house music, and it looks pretty brilliant. Yeah, that's why you don't get married here. I don't think my wife would be taking $2 million off me anyway. Yeah, my Susan can have. I don't know what I'm going to give her. What shall I give her? She can have my vape collection. Pink Floyd. Oh God, yes. Hello, Poppy. How you doing? Nice to see you. Printworks. That's it. Yeah, that. What did they call them? I can't remember the name of the thing. It's brilliant when that bloke comes up like that, and just at the right point of the drop, it goes like that on the window, and it cracks the window. It's absolutely just amazing. And then when you look in all the comments, you're going, "Oh, you shouldn't take a phone to us." Why would you not want to film that? It was brilliant. Yeah, I absolutely love Pink Floyd. I like Roger Waters as well. He's done the Wall tour for years. I'd like to watch that. He's still touring now, and he's best part of 80. Yeah, it does. Yeah, but whether it's because there's a lot of stuff on TikTok. You're watching TikTok, and you think that's an amazing song, and but if you actually find out what it's called and then look at it and find it on your, I mean, I'm on Deezer, and start looking at it on there, it's the only 15 seconds it's any good. Yeah, well, there is no phones, yeah. Yeah, Brick in the Wall, yeah. Yeah, but there's so many other things. But I only like them really from the 80s onwards. If you talk to some people, they like all the early stuff. I like a little bit of it, but I think it's, you remember the songs from your era and mine. I was 18 in 1984, so when they did the Brick in the Wall film, I would have been probably 15 or 16. And I just thought it was a load of tripe. But if I watch it now, I understand exactly what it was. It was about the artist, who, played by Bob Geldof, was having a nervous breakdown, and everything else was what was going on in his head, which is a typical Pink Floyd thing to do. There's certain ones I don't like to take them in, oh yeah. Arnold Lane, yeah. What about The Greatest Gig in the Sky? Have you heard that with Sam Brown singing it? That's particularly good. I can't remember the name of the original black-haired woman that sang it. But I found an interview with her, and she was saying that they tried it loads of times. And she said, just leave me to do it on my own. And she said, I used my body as an instrument. Instead of doing a song, I actually just used my voice as an instrument. And she said, and that's how it came out. It's a lot about not liking what your parents like, as well as I think, until you realise the music or whatever is the greatest. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, my mum, she used to play music on a regular basis. Can you ever remember a band called Pussycat? I can nearly sing. Hello, Neil Pitts. How you doing, buddy? I can nearly sing the whole of that song, Mississippi, because I used to listen to it that many times. Don Williams. She used to like Don Williams, and you know, I could tap a tune. She liked Roy Orbison, and I love Roy Orbison. I could listen to him for hours. I hated 80s as a kid because it's what my parents bought. Yeah, Mississippi, Miss. And my dad, my nana had a. My dad was a bit famous for it, and he still would do. He'd still do it now if he got the chance. My nana had a. Bearing in mind, it was that time where you didn't call somebody by the first name. You called them Mrs. or Mister. So my nana had a neighbour called Mrs. Hinton, So when my mum was playing Mississippi, he used to change all the words to Mrs. Hinton, and it was quite funny. The first time I watched The Wall, I was dropping acid. There you go. Pussycat's still going. I bet they're not as pretty as they were. I tell you what, that must have been mad, Neil. I've never tried acid, but I bet that must have been crazy. I mean, I've got a phobia of rats, so I have to skip through that bit with that invasion of rats. But the rest of it, I love it. And one of my favourite songs was on the B side of Another Brick in the Wall, and it's One of My Turns, and that's where he goes and smashes that hotel room up. And if you listen, there's a version of it with Jerry Hall, Mick Jagger's ex-wife, playing the part of the female that was in the hotel room, the female fan. Pussycat's still going. Bloody hell. So we'll see if we can get tickets, Amy. She'll come here. And when she starts singing Mississippi, I'll shout Mrs. Hinton. Yeah, won't do acid now. Think about 10 years out. Oh, I can imagine. Do you know, I don't think if I went to a party and they said, here, do you want to drop some of that? I'd have never took it. It's just something I can't imagine the light bulbs drooping. I'm not having it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. My lad, he started off with weed. He ended up with psychosis, went on to coke and amphetamine, and he's ruined his mental health completely. He's 38 years old. He'll never hold another job down. He knows what day it is. All he ever does is talk about God. And that's it. And it's such a shame. He's a beautiful man. You're only 24 and you sound like an old man. Yeah. I must sound like an old man then. Is this audio any good anyways? I found with that other one it cracks up a little bit. I don't know why. It doesn't do it if you're using it to record, but if you're doing live streams, it does. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's classed as, it's schizophrenia. Guy Stewart, good evening to you, sir. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. 10 persons. 10 persons. If you've not been before, please hit the hit the thumbs up button. It'll be fantastic. Same age as you, 38. Yep. If I ever meet up with you, you can call me Dad. Yeah, good. Yeah, the other microphones I've got when you're doing live streams on them, I don't know whether it's the phone interfering with them because they say it's the RF from the phone. It seems to make it click out every now and again. So I sort of go back to I'm on the Rode Go kit now, which is a couple of little black microphones, and you actually physically plug the responder into the bottom of the phone, and then you put the other one on the top of the ear, and then off you go. But it does sound quite good, this. It doesn't sound as good as a computer, but I can't seem to be able to go live in the horizontal mode, in the vertical mode on my computer. Yeah, I can imagine. The sound is sound. Calm down. Tell you what, 48 minutes soon disappears when you're getting jobbering down here. The sound is sound. If you listen to it, I've always been a bit of a thing. When I use this, have you seen me live on anywhere else, Luke? I use this Shure, and they sound amazing. It's amazing sounding microphone, real deep and bassy. But you don't get any new people in it, and obviously it's a small channel, so I do it in the vertical mode. Yeah, I enjoyed that canal. What? I've got to find some more canals. That's anything. I do fancy doing that thing, but it's bank holiday next week, and if you're about the Monday after, I'll hit you up and see if you want to show me where this place is. And you can take me out for coffee, and we'll go out for lunch, and you can pay. And what else? I'll be a star on your show. How's that? Is there... what's the name of that place? You ought to come up and do that canal walk with me and all, because it's lovely down there. Have you ever been down there? It's not far from you. It's only like Board Tree, turn left through Well, it's Draycoles, just Draycoles Canal. There's a car park in there. It restricts you a little bit where you go this time of year because, everywhere you go is full of kids and people get moody when you start filming them. But next question, John. Have you seen the new DJI 360? Where's what at? The canal? It's Draycoles near Bawtry. I was lucky when I did it. If you have a look back on the channel, it shows you. And I was lucky. I got there. It's the first time I'd filmed in 4K 24, so it's a good solid picture. It was a funny day. It wasn't massively bright, but it's a good solid picture. And I got a load of narrowboats, and I actually got one what came past me. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'll remember that next time we're at the Forth and Clyde Canal. Yeah, all right, lovely. Yeah, they did look quite good. I thought it was a bit dark. I actually put the light up a bit. I watch Tamara Gabriel. If you're into your cameras, Tamara Gabriel, I recommend, especially if you're new into your cameras, I recommend having a look at her. She does a lot of stuff, especially DJI stuff. She must obviously get it sent because she's on 74,000 subscribers. She must have gone up 10,000 in the last. No, she's gone up. She was on 68,000 the other week. She's gained 5,000 subscribers. There's no bipping. You'll have to write in English, mate. I can't understand that. Have I always been interested in photography? I've always took videos, but mainly phone videos, and sort of did shorts and stuff like that. But I was doing stuff with the vape stuff and that. But then when they demonetised the channel, I lost interest. And then when I packed up, and that's bloody annoying cough. When I packed up with the ale, I thought I'm going to have to go and do something, get a bit of weight off. I was 22 stone, so I thought I'd start going for a walk. And I've never been interested in walking because I've always been a couch potato drunk, like. and I thought, well, I'm bound to if I can go and film it, then I'll keep doing it, and that's why I started doing it, and I uploaded it to YouTube, and it just got more interesting, to be honest. Yeah, I'm 19 now. It came off pretty quick. I think the old liver was playing up, to be honest, because it came off within about 6 or 8 weeks. Christ. It come off within about 6 or 8 weeks, and I think it was just water. They demonetised it because they've done it with all vape channels because they're saying that you're promoting a banned product. It's not, so they weren't going to pay you for it. Yeah, it does. It messes up your brain as well. I mean, mine's messed up enough as it is. I'm not saying I'm mental or anything like that, but when you've got your daughter's ill, it doesn't take you a lot to either be upset or raging, or you know what I mean. So, and then you like try and cheer yourself up, so you get pissed, and which works all right for a start. And then in the end, it takes you more to get pissed, and then it's all you're ever interested in is getting pissed. And then that's it. You're in the cycle, aren't you? You're at the halfway. Next thing, you're halfway down the tube, and then like 2 years later, you end up with a wet patch on your trousers because you peed yourself, and that's the end of it. Yeah, I don't tell anybody to stop drinking it. It was high time I did. It's up to the individual what they do. There's nothing worse than that when somebody wants to stop smoking and then complains it smells of smoke. You know what I mean? You think, well, you did it for 30 years, piss off. And it's the same with people that drink. I mean, I tease my wife. I tease the life out of her every time she has a drink. I say, oh, imagine that, what you're doing to your body and this, that, and the other. But she's only ever had, 3 drinks or 4 drinks a night. Not even a night, a week sometimes. She'll have a drink with my daughter on a Thursday night. I was just doing it all the time. Like I'd come in from work and do it. And it was just something, and I'd think, I'll just have one, and you're not going to have one, because by the time you've had 2, you're not interested anymore. You just think, I'd drink neat whiskey and lemonade, whiskey and Coke, I'd drink anything at all. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the same with drugs, isn't it? You can be an addict. I really feel for these people, don't you? When they get into this circle of drugs and because people are parasites, aren't they? They get you. They don't get you addicted. Your own thing. Your own psyche seems to get you addicted, and they take advantage at every point, don't they? They'll put you in debt for drugs. They get young women selling themselves for drugs. It's just one massive sort of circle of misery. It's awful, and you wouldn't if you were. You wouldn't choose that life, would you? Who would choose to be homeless on the street with dirty clothes on, scrounging pound coins off people to stick the filthy needle in your mouth? It's not really in. I can't imagine ever doing it. But what I don't know what makes them do the first one, but after that they just can't stop, and they're going to die. No, I don't have anything, Amish. I don't even drink out of a glass. I bought a thermal cup off Amazon. It's about 1 litre tall, and I dropped ice cubes in the bottom of it, and it's got a screw top. It's much like one of them Stanley cups, but it isn't. It was 22 quid, which seemed excessive at the time. And I just drink Diet Coke. Or, that's the only problem when you go to Spain. The only sugar-free drink available is Diet Coke. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because I always said I got my laughs out the bottom of a glass, and I did for a long, long time. Yeah, I don't tempt it, to be honest, because I'm imagining like, oh, that tastes nice. I might as well get a special brew or something. Yeah, I drink blackcurrant and soda water. One of the lads that comes in here sometimes, John, is a friend of mine in real life. We were at the Vape Expo in May, and I'd been drinking I love Sprite Zero and 7-Up Zero. That's my actual favourite. I've been drinking Diet Coke all day, and he said the situation was I was driving because we were at a hotel, but we were staying at a different one, and you could see he felt awkward. He's sort of finishing his drink and then looking at me to see if I wanted to leave. He was being very respectful, and I said to him, "Look, John," I says, "when I'm ready for off," I said, "You get him down, you mate." I says, "When I'm ready for off, I'll just say, are you going to make that your last one? Because I want to go." Oh, all right then, yeah. Anyway, I went out for a vape back, and he said, "Oh, do you want another drink?" I says, "Oh yeah, I do," but I says, "I don't want another Diet Coke, mate. I'm sick of it." I said, "If you could just get me something, obviously non-alcoholic and sugar-free, I'd be really, really grateful." And I come back, and he'd asked the barman, and he'd made a blackcurrant and soda water. It was beautiful, and I drink a lot of it now. I love Sprite Zero though, Neil, and I say really do love 7-Up Zero. It's lovely. I've got 2 bottles of Coke, Cherry Coke, 2 of them big 2-litre ones. I've got 2 bottles of them. I'm going to have some of them in a bit. The whole week in Rhodes, I think I only had about half a dozen beers all week. Yeah, that's it. What I'd have done, I never used to really drink in the daytime. I never used to touch it. Soon as it got to barbecue lighting time, when I was in that villa, I'd start then. And I'd probably start with a bottle of wine for a start. And I'd drink that before the barbecue was cooked. And then I'd get the 8% beers out and I'd start on them. And then Sue would go to bed. And I'd say, "Oh yeah, I'll be up in a minute." And I'd sit up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And the last things I'd be drinking was massive vodkas and Diet Coke until I had a job to stand up. Then I'd wobble to bed. And I'd get up in the morning about 10:30, feeling like shit. And then I'd do it all again the next day. And I'd do it every day that I was away. And it got to the stage in the end where I didn't even want to sleep in the sun. I'd pull the sunbed out of the way, and I'd sleep most of the day in the shade and come back without a tan, because that's just the way it went. It was ridiculous. How did you like Rhodes? I never got you asked. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I was that. To be honest, that was my favourite drinks. Get something really miserable, some miserable music on the telly. You know what I mean? Something like that. Get sat there in your own pool of depression, and then just get absolutely off your head. It's ridiculous. And I say, you don't, looking back on it now, it just seems crazy, but I did it for years. Anyway, that's my. If you need any help with stopping drinking. Don't ask me. It always sounds like you're preaching, doesn't it? And the thing is on the internet as well, you start watching TikTok, and you'll get pieces of people on there that've been, they've stopped drinking, and they just go on and on and on and on and on, and you think, I don't know, you know what I mean? You try to tell yourself it makes you feel better, exactly. Yeah, but yeah. And the other thing is, you think, you get to 4:00 in the afternoon, you think, I'm gonna have a drink tonight, I deserve it. I've been busy. Loved it there. It was so bloody hot. I wouldn't go back in August. No, we went in July, and it was about 42. And we saw one cloud. We were in Pefkos, and we saw one cloud in 2 weeks, and it came across the mountain like that and went poof and disappeared. But we were in like a 3-star. I can't remember what they used to call them. There was TUI, there was Air Tours. What was TUI's cheap one? Sky Tours or something like that. I can't remember the name of the company. They've all gone since, just since. And we went with them. I can't remember that. Yeah, it was like a Thomas Cook, but it wasn't the Thomas Cook. It was the cheap Thomas Cook. They always had another thing where they put the not quite so good or not as good hotels in. So you get the Thomas Cook, which was supposed to be their stuff, and then you get something else like Travel something, and that would be Thomas Cook really, but like a sister company. And it was the cheaper hotels. So it was 3-star Greece. So there was no, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. 3-star apartments. And I was just sat outside one day talking to a bloke, and a rat jumped over and landed near my feet. I've got a phobia of rats. The rat's going one way and I'm going the other at a great rate of knots, and I couldn't sleep that night. Oh, it was vile. Anyway, I've been to Turkey. I've been to Bodrum, Alanya, Side, obviously Gumbet, because they're nearly together, aren't they? Yalikavac, that's where we stayed there, in a little place. That was nice. Went back the next time. Wasn't quite as nice, but it was all right. Then we started, we never went to Europe for 10 years, because I went once. I was in Gran Canaria, I think it was, and I got a vodka and Coke, and at the time it was £3, because we're talking quite a few years ago. And it was a cheap vodka and a cheap Coke. They just put, since after the Euro, they just put all the prices up that much. It was ridiculous. And we started going to Turkey, and then we went to America. Went to America 2 or 3 times. And tell you, yeah. Lara Beach. And that strip as you come out. I've seen that one. Oh, in Sydney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like side, doesn't it? But it's Sydney. They actually call it Sydney, don't they? We stayed, the last time we went, we used to stay in one called the Senate. But it was spelt Senate, but they pronounced it Genet. And we stayed there a couple of times. And believe it or not, we got the same room. We went 5 years apart and went back and got the same room. America, I can imagine. It's not in my thing anymore. I used to work 106 hours a week when I first started cab driving 30 years ago. And you used to, then you just used to work. And then you'd think, Christ, I really need to go on holiday. Then you'd upgrade the flight and upgrade the car and upgrade everything else. In the end, it just comes a bit pointless. You can go to Spain. I mean, Spain's not cheap now, is it? We've just rented a villa. I'll show you the villa later, Amy. I'll send you a picture of it. Send you a link. Off back to Frigliana in September. Yeah, that's good. 450 quid, cracking, isn't it? That's on Lara Beach, or was it in Sida? Anyway, the Senate. There was a Senate and a Canthus, and I knocked them down, and they built like a mega posh hotel there. And because the good thing about Sea Beach is you can walk out for 2 miles before you actually comes up to you. Castival. Oh. Yeah, we stayed the last time we went. Yeah, no, I don't think we're ever going to get any more of that. They never got done for that, My mate Stuart, he was the guy who was renting the villas out. He's actually retired now, but he said because the old guy that owned it belonged to his lad. And the old guy that owned the villa, he told them it was him, and because he was ex-army, they let him off. That's what they did. Yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah, I don't know. Last time we went, it was 2020, I think. We actually managed to get away in the September, and then they closed them down the week after we got back. We were there 2 weeks. You had to wear a mask and that, but the worst thing in the world is Antalya Airport. It's bloody awful, isn't it? Ah, right, 2024. Yeah, last time we was 2020, but I liked Yalikavac, which is you go into Bodrum, go through Bodrum, and then follow past the port of Bodrum, and it takes you up to a little village called Yalikavac. It's gorgeous. Johannesburg, no, South Africa. Christ, did you take your gun with you? I don't know if I could do that, mate. To be honest. Yeah, I can imagine it really is. I've done Dominican. I've been there. Can't remember how many times. I've been to Mexico twice. You can't vape in Mexico, though. I'm not going there. It's weird. You can smoke, but you can't vape. Yeah, I never even thought of going to South Africa. They had a card sales place. Oh, the cars. Wow. Oh, right. Yeah, that's one thing about America. I used to. Oh, AK-47. Across the road from the hotel that had the cars. Oh, wow. AK-47. A literal bomb. Yeah, I can imagine it. I don't fancy it. I really don't fancy it. Look, when Louise was first diagnosed, there was a big GoFundMe and they raised a lot of money, and she took the kids over to Australia to see her friend. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't fancy that. Yeah, there's no value on life, is it? What would make you go there? You got friends there or something, or family? My auntie lived there, and a lot of people left it years ago, and she was one of them that left it, and they give her citizenship in Australia, and she went and lived there. She's sadly no longer with us, but her kids live in Australia now. Ah, you got a parent who works at cabin crew. I see. Yeah, it's just not. I've not fancied it. Oh, I went to Cancun. I've been there once, and then I went back and went to the Main Riviera. Oh wow! See, that's it, and it's crazy. Why would you want to go? I mean, we went to Spain last year, got robbed, and as far as I was concerned, I was never going to go back. But why should you let one thing ruin it? We've been going to Spain for donkey's years, but that's just to say when we get in this villa, I said I'll lock the door, leave the keys in, and I'll shove two great big carving knives under the bed. Anybody comes in, gets them straight through the head. My aunt has been in South Africa since about 1975. She's in Durban. Yeah, I can't remember where my auntie was, and her daughter. Her son got killed in the bush in the motorbike on a bush road, and her husband cleared off with a local lady of colour, which at the time when he did that was pretty frowned upon because it was like years and years ago. So she just stayed on her own for the rest of her life, and I say she ended up in Australia and they found her dead in her apartment one morning. Yeah, in Spain, yeah, we went to the beach and somebody went into the apartment. It was a private apartment, a beautiful penthouse apartment, and they let themselves in with a key and pinched 1,500 quid out of the thing. We've always took cash, that we don't do it anymore. Yeah, when we took Lou with us, that's the reason we had all that money with us, because we took her and the grandkids and we were going to show them around, because originally that's what we said. We love the place that much, Frigliana, that's where we wanted to be buried. And obviously then Lou got a terminal illness, so we had to change the plans. And but we said we want to take you and show you around there, and they come into the apartment and pinch you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've always, I've never thought about it. I've never had out touch. We once had 20 fags stolen, out of the pack we got from the timeshare in the Canaries. That's the only thing that's ever gone missing. And they'd looked through all the bags, took all the money, been through Steve's purse, closed the purse back up, put it back in a handbag, closed the handbag back up, put it back in the cupboard, and that was it. And I say it was a beautiful penthouse apartment, and they actually said that they'd unlock the door with the thing you can get off AliExpress. So you don't know, do you? I firmly believed, and I still do, that it was either a ex-cleaner or a cleaner's family or something like that. You know what I mean? It was something like that. Because I said to the person, I said, "Where's the spare keys for this place?" Well, the cleaner's got one, but she has to hand it back in. And I thought, yeah, one of your ex-cleaners has took a copy of it. That's what's happened. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. But and I said, there were phones there. I've got a Jaguar watch, and that was still there. They've sold a bottle of perfume, and every penny we had. So now I don't take money. I'll just take my phone. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, be a security man maybe at the place or something like that. There'd be a skeleton key for every room in the place, wouldn't there? It could be the bloke that owned it. If you walked in there and he was there, so what are you doing? Well, I own it. I've just popped in to make sure everything was all right. It could be them. You know what I mean? So I say it's one of them things that you never know. But we filled the police report out. We got £600 back, but we still lost loads. So we didn't bother. Since then, we just put the money in the bank and do it on my card when I get there. Just means that I used to tip everywhere and stuff like that, but you can't do it anymore. You got to be realistic, haven't you? Yeah, they got robbed. Yeah, well, yeah. See, there's certain places where I don't say you expect to get robbed, but you're more likely to. Like you get Benidorm. If you're walking around Benidorm at 4 o'clock in the morning on your own and you're absolutely sozzled, you're gonna get trouble, aren't you? Somebody's gonna, and it might not be a local. It might just be somebody thinking, "Oh, well, we'll see if we can get his phone. iPhone's worth £1,000 or whatever." But there's enough people there to just think, "Oh, I like that," and and people do it. They get really drunk and then come to sleep on the bench, and people have been through the pockets and nicked everything. I can imagine, Hamish. I've only ever been to that place once, and they did us a drinks deal when we first went in. And when I worked it out, it was more expensive than a normal drink in there. So I said, no, I don't want it then. I'll just have the other drink. Wouldn't take a lot out with us anyway. Just put it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I think it's. Like the next apartment we went to a completely different side. We went to a place called Finistrat, just outside Benidorm, and the apartment that we rented belonged to a Russian, and the keys to get into the place were skeleton keys. They were sort of rounded at the end either side like that, and then cut out like skeleton keys, completely different. And even the safe had the same sort of key. There's no way anybody could pick that, and that's probably why, because it's probably been going on over there as well. But these people don't really care, do they? They're just like, oh, well, they only rented it out. You sort it out with insurance. But so they're not getting any money off us now because we don't take any. And if they come in while I was in, I'll do them. That's that. I wouldn't rather that. I just want to go on holiday, to be really honest. We've been to Benny. Just use the safe there. You don't leave out chucked about. And, we've never had any trouble. The places we've been to. When I went to Milan, there was a few lads stood at the gate getting into the ground. We just barged past them. Thought my mate got through with us, and they took his wallet. Shitbags, aren't they? I always think when you're going abroad, you put your wallet in your front pocket of your jeans, and then put your hands in your pockets. That's what I do. If you put it in your inside your coat, they can dip you in there. If you've got it in, bury it to the bottom of your jeans pocket, but you have to get it out of there. Because with your legs moving, you're tightening up the space all the time, aren't you? But that's the first thing I do when I go abroad. I'll shove if I'm away with the lads. Take as little out as possible. If you're only going to spend, you know what I mean, you know more or less what you're going to spend on a night in Benny. You're probably going to spend 100. Well, when I was drinking, that was about £3.50. But you take 100 out with the 120, something like that. There's always another lad that's got a little bit extra that day or something, and you just put that in your wallet. I bought one from Alpaca, and it looks like a purse. It's about that deep with a zip across the top, and you can bury it right down to the bottom of your pocket, and you don't even know it's there. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Nice to see you. When did we go away? 7th. I don't know where that dry throat's come from. Just seems weird. I don't know if there's still a bit of pollen about. I've had the old pollen meds though, but it just seems to make me cough. It dries your throat out. We're off. Hopefully not Joburg. Is your mum still cabin crew then? Can you still get cheap? Do you get cheap tickets if your mum's cabin crew? Back to the place. Oh, you got a place. You got a place in Menorca. That'd be all right. What do you do? Get a Ryanair flight for about 30 quid. I've never been to Menorca. I went to Magaluf once. Oh, nice. That's good, isn't it, really? I've just got out. The only trouble is, it's like you look at the flight. Yeah, I'll catch you soon, mate. I'm going in a minute anyway. I'm usually gone for it after about an hour. The last vlog, which one? The one in Guernsey. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a beautiful place. I mean, I could get one in a week. 80 to 120, Christ. The trouble is with that, even with Jet2, you start trying to book and you get the base price for the flights. You think, oh, it's not bad. It's like 400 quid for 2 of you. Then you want to take some luggage and that's 200 quid because you want 50 quid each way. Then you want to sit next to your own wife, so you put that on as well. You know what I mean? 900 quid. I used to play, I'm saying that, I first started going abroad in 96. So in about 1998, I went my first flight only to Torremolinos, and there was 4 of us, and it used to cost 1,200 quid then. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyway, I want to slide off into your DMs. Yeah, I left a good few. Oh, that's all right then. So you've got your own place out there. That'd be nice. We've got we go to Frigliana, which is near Nerca in southern Spain. You go into Malaga and shoot off up the. Instead of turning left and going down to Marbella, you shoot off up and you go to Nerca, spelled Nerja, and you turn right for Nerca, but you turn left up into the beautiful white Andalusian village of Frigliana. And we rent in some villas in the campo in the countryside. Beautiful. Hey, right. I was sort of going to text you and let you know I was going live. It was one of them, them inspirational. What did they call it? One of them where you just decide I'm going to go live, and so I did. Yeah, that's right. But the one we used to stay in, we used to stop in the Caraway area of Torremolinos, so just before you get to the harbour at Benalmadena, next to the Hotel Barracuda, and it's a place called the Montemar Puerto, and he paid £15,000 for it, off plan, and it's a sea view. You walk through the garden, and it's got its own pool in the garden. It's an apartment block, obviously. It's a shared pool. You walk straight through the gate onto the Caraway, and then across the Caraway onto the sea. That would be worth, God knows how much now. It would be worth a fortune. But I say we was going to it. We've had it a lot of years. Aircon's packed up, so last time we went there was no aircon, and it was bloody roasting, so we stopped going to it, to be honest. But he gets it booked up all winter, solid. So, anyway, I'm going to have to go. Coming up to 5 to 11. I've been here for 80 minutes. So, yeah, we ought to give it a go. Me and my wife, because there are a lot of villas in Menorca. And it's obviously it's not a bad travel, is it? It's only a couple of hours away. So we might even give it a go. Rather than Mallorca. Is it Mallorca where they've been saying you don't know what you're looking at sometimes, do you? Because there's people sort of claiming that Mallorca's empty and other people, saying that it's very busy and, you don't know, do you? Anyway, love to you all. Thank you very much for popping in. It's been lovely to speak to you all. And if you're new to subscribing, thank you very much. But have a look at the video that I posted the other day about Guernsey. It's about the battlement at Guernsey. I don't know whether I'm going to change the way I do the videos because there's a lot of people only watching it and disappearing before the outros run out. So the intros run out. So I need to maybe do an announcement before I do the intro. I think that's probably the way forward. Anyway, catch you all soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Ciao.